Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Matt Fleischer, and today we are talking about shed plans and how you can make money with something so simple, anybody can do it. But before we dive into that, I'll just show you guys a little bit of proof that I've been making money online for the last 4 to 5 years, going on 5 years, if you can believe it. And I wanted to show you something else here that you can absolutely do this for yourself if you want to. But I wanted to just show you guys a one-page website that I had made myself a couple months back. At this point, sales have actually picked up on it, so I'm kind of excited about that. And the reason why I'm able to do this sort of stuff and how it connects to sheds is that we're actually able to bring people to a page where they need something. So we're actually figuring out what the search intent is and then bringing them to some kind of solution, something that they need. So in the case of this one-page site, there's a part that people need. I'm a supplier of the part. I bring people in that are looking for the part, and I make a sale. So it's very simple, and if you keep that basic idea in your head, then you're going to do okay. So in the case of a different offer that I'm running, I'm just going to show you an ad that I'm running. I just want to show you guys that the method that I'm using is basically using AI to help me formulate my messaging. That way everything stays on point. And to drive in some traffic, I run these ads. And you can see here that on 116 clicks, 60 people had opted in for a free guide. And I used that to start building a mailing list as well. So 116 into 60. And I think it's like a 52% opt-in rate. It's a little less than, was it 51% technically? And then based just overall, I think I got like 70 people onto the, yes, I have it here. I got 70 people onto the mailing list. So Facebook ad tracking is a little off. I've got 70 and it says 73. So it's a little overzealous, but I wanted to show you guys that. So anyway, so I was looking at ClickBank and I was just checking out their gardening stuff. And I realized that a lot of people are looking at shed plans, especially now that we're in May, because the weather's starting to change and people are starting to do their outdoorsy stuff again. So I'm thinking about running this as probably a paid ad to a page where I do an opt-in and where I actually get people onto this. So I'm thinking about doing that. But what led me to think about this in general was just I found this offer. It pays well. It sells. Gravity score means that it has sold recently. So that's a good thing. I was looking at the page itself. Here, I'll show you the offer. So this is what people would see if they actually clicked on the link. And basically, it's a pretty good deal. Like you get something like 12,000 different plans. And it's made for people that are not actual builders. So like you don't have to have the experience of building to be able to use this tool set. So I think that's really key because that opens it up to a much wider audience of people that are just looking to get a shed in their yard. They're not afraid to get their hands dirty and they're willing to shell it out. And the product pays, I believe it's 37. So they charge 37 for the product. And then we would make 26. So they would keep a $10 difference. And why that makes sense from a business point of view is that, first of all, this is a digital product, so they could sell as many of these as they want, and it's just rinse and repeat. So the fact that they're even pocketing the $10 is just pure profit at this point. And then also the what they're doing and why they're paying us so much money is because they're really buying a customer. And what that means is that they're going to start marketing these people to other products that are related to this. So for them to do all the advertising and getting people in the door, they would rather, or they would do in addition, an affiliate program where we can actually start earning some money for ourselves and help them with what they're trying to do. So that's what they're trying to do. And this is what we're trying to do. So I was doing a little bit of digging on Ahrefs, which is my keyword tool. And I was just looking at shed. I think I just Googled like shed plans, and that site had come up, shedplans.org, at the top. And it's not even an ad. So like nobody's advertising this on Google except for over here. And I put that into Ahrefs, and I noticed that they're getting massive amounts of traffic for what they're doing. So they're getting close to 24,000 people a month just based on the Google rankings alone. And then when we look at the actual keywords, it's all this crazy stuff. Like it's all about specific size shed plans, free shed plans, blueprints, building plans, garden shed plans, all this stuff. And we can see here the volume, and that is literally how many times per month on average this term is being searched for. So DIY shed is being searched about 4,500 times a month, and there's zero competition for it, which means it's very easy to show up at the top of the results for that keyword. Now, when we think about it in terms of like who we're competing with on the Google homepage, are you going to show up at the top? Probably not, but you can see this looks like a smaller site here, and they're on the first page. So the fact that an independent site like this would show up, and you can already tell the whole domain gets about 800 people a month, so it's not a huge site at all, but they're showing up in the positions, these top positions here, for the same keywords. So they're actually doing a really good job, and I would probably use them in my research for how to get to the top. And we can see here, they're selling, it looks like they're selling the plans directly for $20 a piece. And again, it's a digital, actually they ship it out. So you're getting a physical product. That's kind of cool. I was also looking at Pinterest because I know this is a great thing to do pins with because people are constantly pinning this kind of stuff to their boards. I know my wife does, and we could already see that there's a lot of people doing the same thing. So that means that there is some traction here, and I think we could do something pretty cool if we wanted to. So what's the next step? What would I do next? If you don't have web hosting, I would definitely have web hosting and have the unlimited plan, because what you're going to want to do if you're doing this kind of stuff is you're going to start launching little sites here and there, and you're going to need the ability to have as many websites as you need. So like I'm on the unlimited plan, I might have like 40 different sites on that plan, and I could just keep adding sites to it whenever I see fit. And I think it's like $7 a month for the year. So to me, it's kind of a no-brainer. And I'm actually going to have a link down below that you should check out. And it's going to walk you through exactly what to do to get my favorite hosting plan, because there's a couple bad web hosts out there. I was looking at the affiliate page for this offer, and they give you some resources, okay? So they show you how to do some different stuff. They give you like email swipes and whatnot. But what caught my eye was the actual PDF plans, and they give you a couple that you can literally give away if you wanted to. So I'll just show you guys. This is like a sample plan that you could just literally give away for free. It's a 30-page plan, and it gives you everything. So this is like super useful information. So what I would do is I would probably do some kind of an ad, and I'll show you guys how to do the ad. I would drive it to a page, single page website, and then I would give them an email opt-in where they could just drop their name and email and they could get the plans. And since you can get all three of these for free, I'd probably give all three in the giveaway, and that way it just boosts the value of it and just say like, hey, you get all this stuff for free, just drop your email in. It's not a big deal. And then in the follow-up, what I would do is I would take a look at their email swipes, and you know, they're trying to just like direct sell the product. And what I would do instead is I would send them back to my site, and I would have like a sales page built out exactly for this affiliate offer, and then I would send people to the affiliate offer. So I wouldn't just direct link from the email, because I think you're going to end up with a higher bounce rate instead of warming them up a little bit with a pre-sale page and getting them in the door. So let's start working on the giveaway, and then we'll start working on the ad afterwards, and should be a fun video. All right, so let's jump into ChatGPT, and we've got our plan. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab the other plans. Let's see. We want this one, and we want the Learn to Shed. And what's great about ChatGPT these days is it will scan the hell out of these PDFs, and it can understand the context of them. So I have these PDFs of shed plans and how to build a shed. Please analyze. And we're going to tee up the next prompt, which is going to be, I want to put together a compelling opt-in page for people to get these PDFs. How would you make it compelling enough to drop a name and email in? And what we want to do is we want to tie it back into our keyword, which is DIY shed and shed plans and different stuff like that. Now, you can definitely promote it just via free traffic if you wanted to. You could do that on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, you name it, whatever you want to do. And that's what I would target. I would target these keywords and just start making content around that. If you're doing an ad, same thing. It's the exact same thing. Okay, so I want to, how would you make it compelling enough to drop a name and email in? We want to target people that are looking up DIY shed plans. And let's see what it comes up with. All right, download your free DIY shed plans pack. Build the perfect shed this weekend, even if you've never picked up a saw. Perfect. 12 by 8 gable roof, storage shed plan. Okay, so it comes with all this stuff. I mean, that's pretty compelling. Now what I would say is, please generate an image for the plans. So basically need one cover image plus make it look like there are other plans and pages behind it, so it seems more valuable, right? So we want to show in the image that we're giving them something nice and good. I'm going to open up a tool that I use. It's called Sublime. It's just a text editor, but what it does is it allows us to play around with creating web pages on our computer without doing anything at all. So if you wanted to test this out for yourself, you could just open up your notepad and start messing around with HTML code, and it's going to generate the website for you, and you don't have to do anything. Please make the page in HTML. Download your free DIY shed pack. Build the perfect shed this weekend. Even if you've never, I mean, literally perfect. It got everything there. I think that's pretty awesome. And it shows the other pages in the back. I like that a lot. I'm going to download that image. Please make the page in HTML with the email opt-in. We'll just say, just make it in HTML. Keep it simple. Here's the HTML. It's going to be awesome. Something that you could do with ChatGPT, and I think you could do it on the free version as well, is you could actually run it right here. So we would have to put in an image, but it did it. This is what we want. Exactly what we want. Name, email. So I'm going to copy the code and I'm going to paste it into here. And I'm just going to save it as test. We'll just call it test and drop it here. So it opened it as a website on our site. It's literally saved on my desktop and you can see it right here. So if you wanted to play around with this on your own, you can literally do that. And then as you make changes to it, like I'll just change one word here. So where is it? Download. So we could just download so we could just say download the free, and I could just hit save, and then I can refresh this, and then that's literally going to change. Okay, now it should work, and it just changed. So as you can see, it's pretty simple. Now if we want to use that image and start driving people to the site, we can come up with the ad for it. So what I would do is, this is fantastic. I want, what copy elements go into a Facebook ad? Headline, description, etc. And then once that comes back, I'm going to say, please make an ad. Please make the ad copy. Actually, it already did it. I didn't even have to ask. Primary text, ready to build your own shed without hiring a contractor. All the stuff. Tap below to grab your free PDF. I mean, it literally does the work for you. Headline, gives you some headline ideas. Free shed plans. Yep, this is all exactly on point. Description, no guesswork, no fluff, just real blueprints. Download, learn more. Okay, perfect. So let's do the image together. Please make the visual image, please. And I want to see what it's actually going to come up with, because if it's going to adapt the image that it just made, then that would be pretty cool. But I do feel that this is a little bit bland for Facebook, because we need to stop the audience in its tracks, and we need people to actually like see what this is, because otherwise people are just going to scroll right through it. So let's see what it comes up with, and I'm going to ask it preemptively to make a new colorful version. So this is good. Please make a vibrant, colorful version of the ad visuals. Yeah, so it's not doing what I want. The ad visuals, less words, more of a shed they can build. Think outdoors, backyard. I like that though. That's pretty good. This is good. Please make a vibrant, colorful version of the ad visuals. Less words, more of a shed they can build. Think outdoors, backyard, etc. Please keep it cartoon style. Let's see how it does with that. While that works, I'll just show you guys the Pinterest stuff, because I think this is pretty appealing for people. You could go to Pinterest Trends, and you can literally look up what people are searching for. So this is completely free, and I think if we put in shed, we'll see some stuff. Let's see. I have not checked this. Okay, so looks like last year in May, around this time, there was a lot more interest than there is right now. But let's see what is related and what's coming up. So it looks like modern shed is having a little uptick here. Backyard shed is predicted to go up. And let's see, modern shed. And this is all stuff that you could just start making images with. And either you could start pulling from the PDF that they give you, or you can find images online. You could get a Storyblocks account or get clip art, or you can literally use AI to start generating things. But when you do AI, I would just be careful with what you're making, because you don't want to trick anybody, but you can show them something that is related. So the point is not to say like you can literally build this cabin or this shed, because that's not accurate. But you could show them a shed and just say like, hey, you want to get these plans? You could get these plans. So we'll say backyard shed, please. Backyard shed, beautiful yard, looks surrounded by a nice garden. And I'll show you how realistic these images come out. But check out that ad. Download your free DIY shed plans pack. Okay. Now, let's do a version that plays off of the pain of building a shed and not knowing what to do. Please make a fresh, colorful, vibrant image where we have a comic style person confused and unsure how to build it. And the reason why we want to go after that is because of the search intent. Because when people are looking these things up, they're not sure how to build a shed. Obviously, they're looking up plans, which means that they don't know how to do it for themselves, and they may or may not be technically inclined. So we're kind of going after the people that are interested in doing this, but don't really know what they're doing. And this program here shows like that it's literally built for people that have zero woodworking experience. So we're trying to align our ad as perfectly as we can with the giveaway. And then with the giveaway, we're going to start funneling people into the offer, which is this page. So it should work pretty well. Let's let that generate. I'll show you guys the images it came up with. And it's kind of scary because you can't even tell that this stuff is AI, and it's kind of freaky. So let's get rid of that. I will download this and I'll just open it full screen so we can take a look here. But that is damn near perfect. I don't think there's anything giving away that it's not real, which is absolutely terrifying. But you can make some really good pins with this, and you could say like, hey, do you dream of a backyard that looks like this? Go here, opt in, and get your guide. So it didn't do the best job with this. What would be some good headlines for the ad image itself? If we want to target people looking for a DIY shed plan who may or may not know how to do woodworking. And I'm showing you guys this whole process because I want you to see that it's not necessarily super straightforward. You have to be willing to work with the AI and pivot yourself. So it just takes a little bit of bumping into stuff to figure it out. But I'm hoping that this video is helpful to show you guys how to actually do that without getting frustrated and without just like throwing up your hands and stopping, because you can't be deterred by this stuff. All right, so for the beginner, want to build a shed, don't know where to start. Okay, stop guessing, start building. I like this because it actually has the keyword in it, and I think that's going to be the closest to our offer. Build a shed this weekend with plans that work. That's kind of good. Download free shed blueprints designed for DIYers. That might be the damn best one we've seen so far. So make the visual and be sure to use this in it. And let's see what it comes up with that. Let's actually see DIY shed plans. Let's see what comes up in the results here. So we've got AI results at the top, Reddit, YouTube, and that website that we were just on. So YouTube, this is a video from literally a year and 2 days ago. So this is something that you can make a YouTube video with. Let's see here. This video got 136,000 views. So the views are there. Absolutely. So if you wanted to buy this plan for yourself and then build one and just make a demo video, you could do that. Let's see what else we got. We got the shed plans. So we've got other videos. Let's just take a look here. Let's see, this guy got 104,000 views. He's got a lot of subscribers. Let's see this. Let's see this one. All right, so we've got the Home Depot hates me. This is almost 1 million views. Not bad. And then this one, 98,000 views from 2 months ago. And this guy's a much smaller channel as well. So you can see there, 98,000. So the traffic is definitely here for this. Got some smaller sites. And then over here, we've got the images. So we can see Etsy shows up. So hint, hint, you could literally start building yourself an Etsy page that sells the plans. If you wanted to make your own plans and sell them, you could do that. And then also here we've got actual Pinterest pins. So there is an avenue for getting your stuff found if you're willing to do the work and if you're willing to start posting this stuff and putting it together. So let's look at our ad here. So download free shed blueprints designed for DIYers. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. It's to the point. I would probably come up with 2 or 3 variations of this and try to hit it from different angles because we want to make sure that we're covering people that are doing DIY shed plans. So I'd want a version for people that don't know anything about woodworking. So make a version for those that know nothing about woodworking. And then I would also use this one, and then I'd probably make a version where it has like a better call to action at the bottom here. Now your question might be, well, these people are looking for free plans. How am I going to actually get them to convert over? And the real thing about that is it's really up to that sales page to do the work. So right here, how to build a 12x8 shed. There's a reason why they're giving this plan away for free. And that's probably because people, while they find this helpful and interesting, this is a very basic looking shed and they might not have that size available to them and they might not like the aesthetics of this design. And what's great about the offer here is that you're getting, I think I said 12,000 plans before, but you get a lot of different options and different aesthetics to work with. So they can see these plans, they could say to themselves, okay, these are good solid plans, they're competent people. Obviously these seem like I could build this for myself. Now I want to unlock all the other designs because I trust these people now. And yes, I'm willing to give them the $37 to do it. So that's kind of where the conversion is going to happen. And that's going to happen on this page itself once we get them to it. But that's not our job. Our job is just to get the click from the ad or the Pinterest pin, however you're going to promote it. And then our job is to get them through a pre-sale page and ultimately over to the offer. And I like to do the pre-sale page more and more because I find that it actually increases the conversion rate. If I direct link people right to the offer, they might not be expecting that, and they're just not going to buy. They're going to come to this page, be like, I don't know what this is, and they're going to leave. So we don't want to shock anybody or startle anybody. We want to provide good value, and that's why we're giving them the plans. We're going to give them a helpful page of like how you would even start planning where to put the shed, what do you have to do to the ground to prepare for it, how much are you expecting to spend to do this? Like maybe you go to Home Depot and price all this stuff out and give them like a rundown checklist of how much it's going to cost. And then you send them to the plans because at that point you filtered out the people that aren't serious and you filtered out the people that don't have the money or the will to actually build this out. So you really want to send like high quality traffic to the offer. And by doing these small things, you're filtering the people out in a really smart way. So here's our ad. Download free shed blueprints, no woodworking knowledge. It's okay. It's not my favorite. I think we could do better with the wording here, but for time's sake and just visually, I think this is a nice ad. I would just play around with the wording a bit and try to get it to say something a little more on topic. But for a start, it's not bad. Anyway, that's going to do it for today's video. If you stuck around, I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe, and make sure you drop a comment down below. Let me know if you find this useful. Let me know if there's something you want to see, and head over to mattmakesmoney.com. Sign up for the email list. I'm going to be sending show notes out on all of these episodes where I give you detailed breakdowns of this stuff, which I think you will find very, very valuable. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. I'll see you on the next video.